Rockingham Motor Speedway, formerly known as The Rock. Now this place has been shut down for a few years, but it's right in the middle of a big resurgence. I won a few races back here in the early 90s. My dad won some races here and Adam raced here. So we're gonna give you a passenger seat view of what it takes to get around The Rock. We're gonna use this trusty 78 Monte Carlo. Looks a lot like my dad's car. Now when I won my races here, I drove a Pontiac. And if you're from Level Cross, North Carolina, and your name's Richard Petty, you call it a Pontiac. So either way, hop in. We're getting ready to ride. On the whole racetrack. It's a D-shaped 1 mile racetrack. So much fun. You could run up next to the wall, down on the bottom, in the middle. You could make time wherever your car worked. It was a driver's racetrack for me, where no matter how fast your car was, if you were a decent driver, you could get a little bit more out of it. If you were a terrible driver like me, you just killed your car. That's the way it was. But it was so much fun to drive, man. All the good guys ran good here. Those guys, this was their place.
Where does Rockingham sit in North Carolina motorsports history?
You know, Rockingham came along in, I think, 1965. And the Petty crowd always liked to go there because I won 11 500-mile races there. And Kyle came back and won a couple. It's been a good track for us. And it was a good intermediate track. And it brought people from Pennsylvania, Tennessee, New York, Florida, so it was really a good thing for the community.
It was in between what they considered a speedway and what they considered, so it became like one of the original intermediate tracks, if not the original intermediate track. But it was, for us, it was our home track. It's 60 miles from here, 62 or 63 miles from right here where we're sitting right now. So it was our home track. We'd go down there and race, and you go down and practice and then qualify and then come home, spend a night in your own bed, and then go back the next day and come back and spend a night in your own bed. Yeah, no hotel, no anything. So it was a perfect place for us. Yeah. And it was North Carolina's track. It wasn't Charlotte Motor Speedway. It was North Carolina's track.
That's awesome.
When you look at the tracks that are around North Carolina that were on the Cup circuit in the 80s and 90s, back in the 60s and 70s, Wilkesboro, Charlotte, Rockingham, all three totally different racetracks. And that was the cool part about being from North Carolina. If you could win at Wilkesboro and win at Rockingham and win when you got to Charlotte, those were big days for you, big days, because all your family came, but it was the North Carolina trifecta. 3 different racetracks, 3 different wins. This place was always hard on tires. You wore out more tires here than a 16-year-old kid with a brand new car. Man, every time the caution came out, you screamed for tires. You had no chance of making it to victory lane unless you pitted every time there was a caution.
So what do you guys think of the resurgence of Rockingham in 25?
Somebody spent a lot of money down there. They've done the safe walls. I don't know if they resurfaced the track. They've really cleaned the place up, but they never let it go down.
Yeah. And the race fan in North Carolina is the blessed race fan because they can go to all different types of racetracks and see everything. You know, the resurgence is the sport's going through a renaissance and a place right now where what's old is new. And what's fueling that a lot is honestly TV because Rockingham was built when there was no TV. Right. For the sport. So you depended on butts in the seat. You depended on those people to come out and buy a ticket and sit in the grandstands. And Rockingham and that community supported that racetrack. Richmond County, that area supported that racetrack. North Carolina supported that racetrack. And then as time went on, then they built a Chicago and NASCAR started market racing. And it was more about being in big markets like Dallas and Chicago and LA and places like that. So Rockingham kind of got left. But now with TV and the importance of it and the viewership, leadership that the sport has, then you can go back to North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
You can go back to Rockingham. You can go to Bowman Gray. You can bring these tracks back and resurrect them, and take people back to that time in 1975 or back to that time in 1992, whatever that year is, and show them what racing was and how it is. And I agree. I think it might be a while before they get back to the Cup level, but NASCAR is coming back there, and that's a big deal.
Yep.
This racetrack is part of the North Carolina Moonshine and Motorsports Trail. So if you're in the area, the Sand Hills of North Carolina, stop in and say hello. Special place. I'll see you there.